Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors, your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. So glad you're here this Friday morning. Got a great show lined up, but first, our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center, right there at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. They're about to finish that 4-lane there at Baldwin. They're going to have a lot more room to get in and out of Haney. We're going to talk about Haney later on in the show, but first, let's go ahead and talk about how hot it's going to be today. It's going to be hot. 88 degrees, low will be 76, and water temperature now, that all-important water temperature for the weekend, going to be 86 degrees. So be aware of that. Get out there and enjoy yourself. We're coming up on July 4th weekend. We're going to say it ahead of time. Be careful. Make sure you watch Monday's show. We're going to have our trip up at the Funiac Springs with a lot of viewers up there. Had a great crowd, had some great fellowship, a great meal, and just had a ball. So we're going to show some video on July 4th, Monday, on the show on that trip. So you don't want to miss that. Okay, let's move on with the weather. The river readings, Apalachicola Brunstown's at a 2, it's dropped down to 2.6 now. It's getting really low, so be careful. There'll be a lot of folks on the river this weekend also around those sandbars, so be careful. The Choctaw Caraville is at a 4.3, and it got a little bit of rise to it. The tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery. We're in neap tides with 803 low and then 904 is high, but it's not much of a movement. We've got about a 0.2 foot movement. Marine forecast be southwest at about 10, okay? Let's go and do our fish and game time today since we'll do our forecast later on. We're looking at, brought to us by Bear and Barbecue Shrimp Marinade Sauce, 1007 to 1207, looking there on your screen. And this evening from 10:36 to 12:36. So I'm sort of getting through this really fast because we've got a special guest here in the studio. So we're going to run our commercial. I'm going to be right back. All right, welcome back, folks, and welcome to our special guest this morning, Miss Alexandra Murphy. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Assistant Director at Haney Technical Center.
Yes, sir.
And we go way back. Her husband went to Mosley, a good baseball player, Mike Murphy, Uncle Malcolm Murphy. I worked for Malcolm for years. Father-in-law, Royal Murphy. Key Lighting.
Key Electric.
Right? Key Electric. Okay.
Yes,
So all right. So anyway, we're glad you're on the show this morning.
Thank you.
And I appreciate y'all's sponsorship. I think there's a lot of things at Haney. My wife worked there for many years. I've always been a big fan of Haney.
We appreciate that.
So tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Well, we are getting ready to have our fall registration. So returning students will actually be able to come in and register starting July 11th. And then new students can come on July 18th. And as you know, we have 17 amazing programs. We have everything from cosmetology to airframe mechanics, to marine maintenance, to welding, to nursing, just many different programs, and there are just some great opportunities for people in our community that don't want to commit a lot of time. Our shortest program is 9 months, our longest is 2 years, so they can get in and out and get a great paying job in Bay County.
Just some awesome things y'all do. Tell us a story about the granddad and all. You were telling about that.
Well, we just had our graduation in June, and we had a gentleman that completed the marine mechanics program, and his grandson also graduated with him, and he completed it in January, and the grandfather did complete it in the spring, and then we found out that his daughter, so the third generation actually, was a graduate many years back of our nursing program. So 3 generations. It was exciting to have them at one ceremony.
That is cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool. We're going to look at some pictures here, and I'll here on the iPad and up on the screen. So,
okay.
I love the design on it. They just, that's a good design there. I remember when they remodeled it.
Well, we're going through some improvements. We have a roofing project, so
roofing project.
Yeah, so
okay.
we should be done with that fairly soon. And we're on the corner of Baldwin and 77.
Yeah, I say that every day in the weather on the corner of Baldwin.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, every day we know that, so people should know. Okay, so what about this picture?
This is the automotive technician program where we actually train students to learn all the skills that they need to be employed working, with either dealerships or independent automotive shops, and that's a great program. It's a 2-year program, and it is definitely a little bit more involved than a regular program, but the salary is related to the training. So some of those mechanics make $80,000 plus locally.
Whoa,
That's with experience, but you're in demand. That next picture is in our electrical program. That is a Tesla coil that was built by our students, and that light bulb is not plugged in. The ribbons of electricity send through the air the currency to illuminate that light bulb. And if you've never seen that demonstration, we'll have you out to see it.
I'm going to come out there and
it's a great program. It's a great program. The next photo is in our Aviation Academy. That is our power plant program. We have an FAA mechanics program that trains students to work on engines and the actual airframe for airplanes, and they can work anywhere in the world once they pass the FAA exam. So that's another very employable designation.
Well, and anywhere, that's a good key. Anywhere in the world they can get a job.
Absolutely. Obviously that one's probably near and dear to your heart. That's the Marine Mechanics program. And Bobby Miller has been with us for several years, and he does just great things teaching students everything they need to know on working on engines and actually working on the body of the boats and all the different components, the electronics and different things to keep your boat up and running.
This is a great program, folks. I've been out there and watched that program. Those kids and young men learn a lot out there. And ladies.
They do. Now, obviously, cosmetology is another great program that we have, and that is a program where students come in and learn everything that they need to do to have a licensed cosmetologist. And the picture to the right is another picture from the electrical program. Again, those are students working. They just learn all different aspects of electricity.
I try to get my hair done, but they won't work with me on that.
Well, we do offer discounted rates for services to the community, so come on out and we can give you a try. This next photo is our welding program, which is a very high demand program right now. Students that complete that program are guaranteed a job anywhere. I mean, that is a program that we can't fill the spots quickly enough.
Out in the shipyard, they're just begging for welders.
Yes, it's a great career as well. That is the F-15 that we were honored to receive from Tyndall Air Force Base. That is an operational F-15 that we use to help in the training program for our Aviation Academy. And it's just a very impressive piece of equipment if you've never seen it up close and personal, and we are just excited to have that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Those are some of our recent nursing graduates. Our nursing program is a top-notch program. Our pass rate is 97% for the state licensure exam, and that's really what it boils down to, because once those students pass their state boards, then they can find jobs all over. I probably have had 5 phone calls looking for LPNs in the last 2 weeks.
There you go, folks.
So,
what an opportunity. What a great program. What a good-looking group.
We just received a grant, too, so we're going to be able to expand that, because unfortunately we turn a lot of people away. So hopefully in the next year we'll be able to accommodate more students in that program.
Cool.
That's just one of our classrooms, and our students, we have about a 50% male-female population. We start with students as young as 16, and we have students in their 80s. So there's not a typical student anymore.
Yeah, okay, that's some really good stuff.
Thank you. We are excited. We feel like we really serve the community well. We have some very strong partners with business and industry that work directly with us to make sure that our programs are meeting their needs, and we want to help people get better jobs.
Okay, and what's fascinating to me, you have such a big variety.
We do, we do, and there are always options that we'll be adding programs as they're needed. So if anyone would like to come out during the summer, we're only open Monday through Thursday from 7 to 5. So remember, we're not open on Fridays, but we get a lot done during those 4 days, and we have a counselor that will come in and they can set up an appointment and talk to them. Some people may not even know what they want to do. We'll take them around, let them see some of the labs, and share with them the details.
We're going to take a quick break and come back and see some of this neat stuff they make up there with that 3D printer. So we'll be right back. All right, welcome back. So Alexander Murphy, Assistant Director at Haney Technical Center, and 2 sons graduated from Mosley, had them in outdoor ed. And I'm going to tell you what kind of mom she is now. As a high school teacher, if you teach elementary school real quick, you get a lot of presents from the students and all. But in high school, you don't get much stuff, which is okay. But her son brought me some chocolate-covered strawberries you made.
Yes.
Well, I thought here is a senior. He was sort of embarrassed by here, Coach, but he was such a well-mannered young man. You're 2 good boys.
Thank you.
And that's what kind of super mom she was, and give kid presents like that.
Well, it's just a small appreciation that we can share for all you do.
She was a real strong supporter there at Mosley for our programs and all. Okay, so let's get back to Haney now. Financial aid.
Yes, we have financial aid opportunities. We have the Pell Grant, we have Florida Bright Futures, Florida Prepaid, and then private scholarships. So funding should not be a barrier for anyone wanting to enroll in Haney, but they do need to come out early because some of those processes have applications. So the sooner they can get that information put together, the better their chances are to get help with funding.
Okay. And also the GED.
Yes, we have a great GED program. We have approximately 100 students throughout the year. And for students that maybe had some life situation that prevented them from graduating, this is a great opportunity for them to come back. You have people from all spectrums of life and learning levels, and we will work with all of them. So if that's something they've always wanted to do, we welcome them to come out.
Like I say, everything don't work out perfect for folks. Sometimes you have a problem and get stopped in your career, and then all of a sudden you can go back and get it.
That's exactly right.
All right, listen, he brought these in this morning. I was fascinated with them. So tell us what this is.
These are actual items that were produced on our 3D printer, and we have a great 3D printer in our digital design program. And if you can see the detail, you know, the teeth, all the intricate parts on these.
So whatever they put on that printer, whatever they design,
they can print. And what's even more interesting is the printer that we have actually prints. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a movable, you know, it's a movable grid, and it prints out. So that's another neat, you know, opportunity that students have to dabble in there and learn more about this technology. 3D printers are becoming more and more affordable, so obviously this next generation of students will probably own one in their lifetime.
That's going to become a household thing.
It really is.
And right now it's not. But in the industry, though, you're doing prototypes and you know what I see in it, folks? Seriously, can you imagine designing a fishing plug, a fishing lure, or something?
Oh, absolutely.
And then come out. You know, think about that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is amazing. And what about this little rolling thing?
The ball bearings rotate in there as well. So the opportunities for digital printing are just amazing. And
you can design. What about designing a fishing cart? In my mind, I always think about outdoor stuff. A fishing cart, reels. That is so cool.
Yeah.
So whatever they design on there, you can.
They can
print.
It out. Yeah. It's another great program.
And toys, I guess.
Yep, you know, they do a lot of medical devices now, and then, you know, certainly in the industrial applications for, you know, machines and different things, now you can print your parts instead of ordering them.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
So now, what class? That class is called what?
That's the digital design program, and they do more than just working with a 3D printer, but they work with all kinds of print applications and learn, you know, how to do layouts for advertising things, and just a variety of different opportunities for students. So.
Okay, so Haney Technical Center, right there at the corner of Baldwin Highway 77. 4 lanes coming along, isn't it?
It is. We are getting closer and closer to that being done, and we're excited because we have registration coming up on July 11th for returning students, and then July 18th for new students. So people can come out and get registered for the fall. It starts August 18th, and they do have some, you know, papers that they have to get taken care of and all that filed, so the sooner they can come out, the better. And we're open Monday through Thursday from 7 until 5.
Well, and the great thing about Haney, I'm not just talking about this as a place I don't know much about it. My wife worked there for 30 years, and I saw year after year how they, and I would visit the classes. I knew all the instructors, still know most instructors. They help people. I mean, they're there to help. We
do. We have a career specialist that we have just hired, and her position is actually going to be working specifically with our students. She will assist with resume writing. We'll do mock interviewing sessions and just some interviewing skills so that when they get ready to go out on those interviews, they will have that knowledge that they need. And she works directly with employers to get opportunities. We work very hard to make sure that our students are placed. Our placement rates, we like to say, you know, for many of our programs are in the 90 and 100% placement rates. So if you come to Haney and you want to get a job when you complete your program, you're more than likely going to have that opportunity. So
that's impressive. And again, what's impressive also is the nursing program. We got a 97%.
Yes, pass rate for the state boards. Yes. So, I mean, many of our programs have stellar marks like that, and it's just an exciting thing to say that in our small community we've got this amazing program, and we can compete with the best of them and produce just some amazing success stories.
Well, I'm so glad you came on, and so glad
Thank you.
You know, what a great spokesman are you. You know, you're positive about it, and you're displaying how everybody feels about Haney.
Well, you know, a college degree is needed for some careers, but it's not needed for all.
Sure
and technical education is a great option. And we just invite anyone that's considering, you know, reevaluating what they want to do to come in and talk to us.
All right, that sounds good.
Thank
All right,
you.
now I'm going to put you to work before you leave, because every Friday we do a drawing on Panhandle Outdoors, and the drawing is for Tarpon Rock Seafood, and we're going to draw 2 names, and the first name is going to be whoever wins out will win a $20 gift certificate, and the second name will win a big red snapper.
Awesome.
Okay, so
All righty.
now tell Malcolm, your uncle watches the show sometimes. I don't think his name's in here, so just reach down here in the bottom and pull out the first one.
All right.
All right, and that's going to be
Ronnie Harrison.
Ronnie Harrison, okay. We'll put that right. That's the $20 right there, Ronnie.
Right.
Good job. Reach way down to the bottom.
All right.
Oh, they hadn't won anything at the bottom.
All right.
And a big red snapper is going to be Davian Aguan from Southport.
Awesome,
Ronnie
Davian.
and Davian, okay, from,
Congratulations.
how about that?
That's awesome.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, and we appreciate all you do. Great program, and we're glad to be a part of it.
I was glad to have your family and Outdoor Ed, and
Yes, sir.
and I'll run by and see Alexander and the whole people, all the group up there. Okay, we'll take a break and come back with our famous Friday fishing forecast. Okay, welcome back to the famous Friday fishing forecast, and these reports come from all the reports that I get from the viewers and the captains and all. Send this in, put it out on the internet on Panhandle Outdoors. Try to do it once every week or two. So let's start at Mexico Beach. Captain Mitch Coleman sent in a good report from Mexico Beach right here. Zooming in right here to Mexico Beach. Florida Days Adventures, they report the water temperature is warming up to 84 degrees. It's very clear. We've talked about how clear the water is. Everyone is saying that. The bait is on the buoy line, and the king bite is very good. It's been a strong king bite for about 2 to 3 weeks. It continues. Most of those are on the small side, about 8 to 10 pounds down in that area. They catch them on dusters with cigar minnows. That's a proven way to do it. Now this is interesting. The bottom bite, according to Mitch, the bottom bite is tough. It's just tough with triggerfish and nearshore pressure. You know, you can't keep the triggerfish. There's a lot of pressure on the red snapper, and it's challenging for the captains and all. But small AJs and around the car body are doing good. And if you want to have some fun, catch and release with those amberjack over there, will be good. But everything's on the small side right there, except for the big red snapper they've been catching. Let's go down to Apalachicola. Move down. Let's go to. First thing I want to talk about in this area and also in Panama City, it's going to be crowded, folks. It's July 4th weekend. It's just going to be a lot of folks out there. I personally choose not to fish on July 4th weekend, and scallop season is closed. And by the way, the scallop reports, it's real slow, and you can scallop. It's already open everywhere except St. Joe Bay. The scallop reports around Lanark Village, which has usually been real good. This year, I've had 2 different reports from there, really slow around that Lanark Village area. But now Stenhatchee, St. Mark's, I've had my friends and buddies over there in Tallahassee, that's where they go. They've limited out every time they've gone. Now if you want to drive that far over, it'd be a good time to do it this weekend, but the scallops are over in those 2 areas right there. And I'm going to try to make a trip with those buddies of mine in August, and just to harass them, but get some of their scallops. But I'm going to have to go with them because I don't know the area that well. Okay, so anyway, the bite, the shark bite has been real strong. Remember, we talked about a shark bite off of Apalachicola Bay area, but mainly off the Cape San Blas. Talked about that 10-foot hammerhead that was caught, and then also the guys at Blue Water talked about that 9-foot bull shark caught right behind there in St. Joe Bay. So be aware, the shark bite is strong, and some of these people aren't really shark fishing, they were just catching them. The surf fishing, again, is going to be crowded. If you're going to surf fish, and I may try to surf fish Saturday, maybe Saturday morning. Tomorrow morning I may try it, but I'll get up there at daybreak and I'll fish about 8 o'clock and before the crowd gets there. But the boat ramps are going to be full, and just be aware of that. Let's move on down to Carabel. What's going on in Carabel? Seacourse Marina, they're getting ready for some tournaments coming up. The big snapper, they're telling me the snapper they've caught down there have been really big. That's coming straight from folks down there. The king bite is really strong off Dog Island. Okay, right there, Dog Island there. We've talked about that there. Same thing, trolling for a lot of nice king mackerel being caught down there. The big thing, again, they're catching redfish the redfish behind Dog Island. They've had a good run this summer on redfish there, okay? Now let's move back up to, okay, I've covered that area there. Let's come into St. Andrew Bay, okay? Let's come into St. Andrew Bay. What's going on? It's going to be crowded. Crooked Island Sound, St. Andrew Bay has been really slow this week. They've caught some Spanish. The offshore, of course, the snapper bite's been, the red snapper bite's been real strong. And last week at a redfish tournament, at a weigh-in, I was checking the weights and all. They caught a lot of redfish, but we're not huge redfish, but they were real steady. So those guys work hard. Now they fish from from daylight till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But the redfish bite was good. The speckled trout bite in the East Bay, I got tickled at. Bill Allen and Greg Brudnicki entered the tournament, and I guess they thought it was a speckled trout tournament. They caught like a 5.5 pound speckled trout, which would have won a lot of tournaments, but they didn't catch any big redfish to weigh in. But they caught a lot of trout over on East Bay. They caught them on top water. They caught them on swimming baits. So that was really good over in East Bay. So keep that in mind. East Bay just always been a strong area, and it's not as much pressure. It's still more pressure than it used to be, but not as much pressure as the regular St. Andrew Bay system right in here. Okay, if you're going to fish around the beach, a good place out. I talk about this area right here, but this is going to be so much boat traffic coming in and out. It's just going to be tough to catch anything in here. The flounder bite, I'm seeing some flounder pictures already. They're not gigging them, they're catching some. Okay, back up in this area right here, there's some holes up in here. Okay, and the flounder is really good about coming in and out of this area here. Move on down to the pier. The pier bite's been really good pier fishing. Panama City Beach Pier and the County Pier. It's been steady. Again, early in the morning, like I said last week, those guys are going between, you get them about 4 o'clock and fishing around daybreak all to about 9 or 10. And that's good. It's not too, because it gets hot after that. But if you're going to go pier fishing, go early. Surf fishing is going to be tough along the beach with all the crowd all along there. Choctawhatchee Bay, I did not get a report from Choctawhatchee Bay, so but it should be decent. All right. So getting ready for y'all's July the 4th weekend. I want to tell everybody to be careful, eat a lot of good food, and be thankful we have a country like we have that we can do these kind of things in it, and enjoy our family and our friends and the fellowship we have. So like I say, on Monday's show, we're going to do our visit of the Phoenix Springs we had on Wednesday. So you're going to enjoy that. So you have a great July 4th weekend, and be careful again, and watch out boat traffic, and watch the other drivers. Okay. Have a good weekend. Do something good for your fellow man, and God bless.
Thanks for joining us for Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester. Panhandle Outdoors features hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.